I got invited to go down to Coventry to play Drone Bath this weekend, which I'm super excited about. Really looking forward to it. The only slight problem is I don't really do drone based stuff. So if you've checked out any of my other stuff that's on the YouTube channel, you'll see that it's mostly melodic tune based music that I tend to do. So in putting a case together for this weekend, I thought I'd just do a wee short vid, show you what's in my case and what I plan to do with it. So here it is. So this is the case that I'm going to be using this weekend. It's not actually that dissimilar to the main synth case that I would take to a gig, but I've usually got an additional case, a little one row that feeds off this one and feeds into the mixer. So clockwise we're using Pamelas' new workout. An Eloquencer is a sequencer. I know, shouldn't really have a sequencer if I'm doing a drone set. And down the bottom end here we've got a Befaco Hexmix. Probably the space challenges here that I've got are the Eloquencer's enormous and the Hexmix is enormous. So to balance things out, I've used modules that are all pretty small in here. There's no CSL, there's no DPO, there's no maths. I've got 3 oscillators. I've got the Bastl Pizza, I've got Instruo TsL, and I've got Plaits up the top. It's a Beehive version. And each of the 3 synths, each of the 3 oscillators are going into a filter. There's an envelope. Again, probably don't need an envelope for a drone set. They're going into a VCA and then they're straight into the mixer. The reason that I use this mixer is because it's got 3 effects, send and returns, and it's got amazing EQ. So I should really try and learn to live without the Eloquencer and the Hexmix, but I can't. So looking at each voice individually, as I say, I've got a Bastl Pizza down the bottom end here. Because there's so many waveforms on here, I use a little mini mixer, an A138N Doepfer. That is going into an even smaller 2 HP MMF. And got a Pip Slope, the smallest, next to a 2 HP envelope that you can get. And then that is going straight down into the Doepfer quad, the A1352. The next voice I've got is a TsL, and I've got the sub going into the Instruo Traigh filter, as well as that I've got one of the other waveforms a couple octaves up, so that helps fill out the pads a little bit. And another Pip Slope is the envelope for the TsL. And the other voice that I've got, the last one, is the Beehive. And the Beehive is going into Humpback, and I'm using a function as the envelope. You might notice that I've got 2 little Doepfer 1454 LFOs, quad LFOs. Can't have enough LFOs in a drone case, I think. And then the 3 send returns up the other end, I've got a Disting Mark IV. I believe that's on a PingPong stereo. I've got a really big reverb on the FX aid, and I'm using the dual Dagger as a stereo filter, which gives absolutely lovely sounds. So what I'm going to do for this weekend is to basically use the Eloquencer, prepare some sequences in advance, just really slowly evolving melodies, intertwining. The way that I tend to do this is I have each track running at a slightly different rate. That way you don't tend to hear the same loop coming back round on itself. Each of the envelopes are set up with a really slow attack and a really slow release, so should come in and go back out in a really nice fashion. No short staccato, all long legato style notes. I think that's about everything I wanted to go through, so all that's left for me to do now is just to give you a little flavour of what I intend to do this weekend.